got a question emailed in from a fan, and I think they were in Michigan, but the fan is in school and getting a nursing degree. In conjunction with that is training in MMA. And the fan's question to me was, should I drop out of nursing school and pursue MMA? I think I could be really good at it. That was the question. No, of course not. For starting, no. But it would also lead me to challenge back with the question, how much time are you spending on MMA? Right? If you're doing MMA more than 4 hours a day, and that would be a colossal amount of time, and I'm talking about a 19 to 24-year-old kid that could get away with that. If you're doing 1 minute over, if you're the guy that said, I'm in the room 8 hours a day, or if you even know guys that go, we're going to train 8 hours a day, those guys don't know what they're doing. They're terrible, and the workouts are easy. There is no possible way you could do this sport at the intensity that it would require and do it for more than 4 hours a day. 4 is pushing it. Oh my gosh, 4 is pushing. But there is some guys, 17, 19-year-old kid for a very small pocket of time that could get away with that. You generally want to be in there in the morning for about an hour. Your afternoon session is looking about an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. That is it. And you should have no energy left. You should be uncomfortable by the time you get home and laying in bed, waiting for the next morning to come, hoping that you'll feel better. That's how you should feel on about 2.5 hours a day. So, why the hell would you have to quit nursing? 2.5 hours a day? I know guys that spend more time on their golf game. I realize the intensity's down, but they have more time. There's always been this concept that goes around that you should do one thing, and that seems to start as a kid. What do you want to be when you grow up? When I ask my son that question, he's a little bit young, but when I ask my son, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he answers the question, I will say, great. What else? And when he answers the question, I'll say, great. What else? I don't know where this concept of have one job, I don't know where this concept of go work 8 hours, I haven't got the goddamn foggiest idea where that came from. I just don't. I wasn't raised that way. My dad got up before the sun. He was in the stalls with his horses, and he was in downtown Portland opening up the shop by 6:30 in the morning. Worked all day, came home. I just don't know anything about that. So I would encourage you that, first off, there are no guarantees in MMA. And there's likely not guarantees in nursing, but you probably do have some more security. And there's nothing wrong with having that backup plan. I came to the Olympic Training Center, and the coaches out there never wanted the athletes to have a job. And that was kind of a tough one because you were just so bored all day, right? First workout was 8:30 in the morning. You're done before 10, done and showered up and at breakfast by 10. Then you came back in at 4 o'clock. And some guys would go and they do some part-time work and have a little money as they're pursuing their Olympic dreams. And the coaches used to tell them no. And the coach's theory behind it was, you have your whole life to work, but you have a small time to do this. You must put everything into this. I agree. But if you're at practice on time, you never miss a day, you work hard and you don't leave early, what the hell does it matter if you go have a job in between? Can I have a hobby in between? Can I do community service in between? Do I literally have to go back to the dorm and take a nap and stare at the television set in the recovery phase? What are you talking about? You should be able to do any sport at the highest of levels and do multiple other things at the same time. Now, that isn't true if those other things and those distractions start causing you to be late, to miss, or too tired to fully function at practice. That isn't true. That seems to be the balance. But the great misconception, I mean, it's been a myth from the beginning of time that parents and coaches put out, that if my kid is great at a sport, if he puts everything into a sport, he's going to go on and have a happy and successful life. It is a myth. It is not true. Yes, it is true. You will learn discipline and work ethic and goal setting in sport, and that's what it takes in the real world. And therefore, if you can do it on the court or the field or the mats, everything's going to be great in your life. Not true. It is absolutely not true. Sports do require effort and team and unity and the working with egos and knowing when to compete and to fight and to battle and goal set. They do all of that. But you then must also explain to your young athlete or your child how to adapt and take that into the next step. It is a tremendous myth that those that are great at sport are going to go on and be great with the rest of their life. So if you have an opportunity to finish your education, get your nursing degree. Oh, and by the way, you want to do a sport of any kind, in this case, MMA, great. You shouldn't be looking to lose one of those activities. Quite frankly, if all you do is go to nursing school and MMA, you're a little bit lazy. Quite fair, you're a little bit lazy. So stick with the nursing school, stick with the MMA, pick up 2 or 3 more activities, don't be a bum on your couch, and get back to me.